Well, hello again. Today or tonight, I want to have a short overview or talk a little bit about a wonderful book. Is about sales. It's called Secrets of How to Become a Super Salesman, Armed, Powered, and Poised. This book is written on the basis of actual salesmanship experiences, actual sales scenarios, the real sales scenario. Like you make a call and what happens in there and why the person does buy, doesn't buy, what are the objections, why did they object, how did you respond. The book is actually a real life book. It's like a reality television thingy the actual way things are happening. Many books are written on the basis of the theory of sales and how the sales ought to be or they think it should be or so on. This particular book is written on the basis of what really happens out there. What things happens from the moment you pick up the phone and you want to make an appointment and the things that happens during making that appointment to the end, which is the after sales services and cycle completes. So today we're going to touch on the first chapter of the book, just a little bit to tell you what it is. And at any time, if you ever wanted to know a little bit more about this book, you can always go to www.maximumwillpower.com maximumwillpower.com, and you will be able to put your email there, and a table of content will be sent to you immediately free of charge, and then you will get to see what chapters is covered. But today we're going to touch base on the chapter 1 just to review it, what it's entailed. Simply, we're going to talk, it talks about something very fantastic in the book, something very interesting, and that is not just talking about the sales as it is in theory, it's talking about sales as being a game. And in fact, it is a game, like any other game, like chess, like soccer, like tennis. All these games have certain rules that has to be observed, and then within the rules, everything goes. And no two players in chess or no two players in soccer or tennis or whatever else game it may be will approach the game or react or act during the game to reach their goal in similar manners. They all have their own little things. So guess what? Sales is also the same. It's a game and it has its own rules. As long as you know the rules and you observe the rules, and within the rules, no two sales calls or two sales situations could be formalized to follow a certain same way of interacting with it or approaching it. So that's why you cannot formalize a sales call. You can know the rules and steps and every single thing that needs to be considered, but you cannot formalize it as how it is. That's why in many games, such as sales itself, but in many games, sporting events, every great player is playing under instinct. They know all the nitty-gritties, they know all the techniques, but they will feel when a certain technique and how it should be used. And that's why game becomes very fascinating. And sales is just the same. You need to understand how to feel situations, how to feel people's emotions, how to feel your customer's emotion. And when you approach and talk with them, you got to be open to that feeling portal. So you can make changes and adjustments and corrections and to know exactly from where to where you should go. Or maybe you just shouldn't go to this section at all and just bypass it, go to the next, because the feeling you got, the signals you got from the purchaser, the client, the customer will tell you certain things that you should simply bypass this, or you should explain more here, or should stay longer here. So this is all about feelings. Feelings are very important in life to help us. Imagine, you cannot be a good salesman if you cannot feel people. Sales is about people's reactions, people relationship, understanding people, how they feel, what their needs are, and how they feel about their needs, and so on. If you can understand and portray that, then you'll be able to help them, and then in fact you'll help yourself. The sale takes place. And because no two situations like games are out there are not the same, sales calls, buyers, their needs, their approach, their feelings, it's not the same either. So how can you formalize a sale? in, per se, say it. Look at your fingers. You know, they're so close to your body, but they're yet so different. This is a little thinner, this is a little bit thicker, a little bit longer than this, yet this one is thicker and longer than this, and this one, and the uses are different, you know. This one has a different different use. So what I'm just trying to say is that they all have different characteristics. So, and this one is a little bit long, index finger, and the thumb totally looks different. They all have their uses. So yet they're so close to your body, but they're so different. So how can you expect the buyers, who are made out of people, and people are made out of their backgrounds, their upbringings, their knowledge, and their habits, and social status, and cultures, how could they all be the same so you can use the same techniques on them and formalize the sale? So therefore, you have to use a universal language, a universal technique, and that is feeling. Feeling is a universal technique. If you understand how to feel people, how to use that as your radar and your beacon to switch and change, then of course you'd be successful in making connection with people and being able to help them to see a certain business or certain opportunity or certain product or certain characteristics of a situation or product the way you would like them to see, and then that's how you can succeed. Now, to know how to use these feelings, you should know the rules of the game, and the rules of the game and a lot more is discussed in chapter 1 of this wonderful book, and the chapter 1 is called Sales, the Game, the Rules, and the Players. So for that, I invite you to take a look at www.maximumwillpower.com. I had a little blackout of what maximumpower.com, and check out the table of contents, and every once in a while we'll be talking about different chapters in this short way. Of course, the chapter is like God knows how many pages, but I just covered it in a few minutes, just the first part of it, and then you will know what the chapter entails. Have a nice evening, and hope you enjoyed this little overview of this book, and talk to you soon.